All right! Welcome back to As It Should Be. Paul Bertolino here in the world famous As It Should Be studio.
Yeah!
Crystal Durant.
Hey!
Tommy Von Boy.
I'm doing this a little too soon. I should be doing this in the late 80s or something.
Yes.
But
Yes.
anyway, we're going to be discussing our favorite albums of 1970.
Yes! 1970!
Man, 1970 is kind of the
yeah.
1967 of the 70s. So is 1971.
And so is 1972.
So is 1972.
And 3.
But anyway, Tommy gets to start this episode.
Nice. 3.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Well
Oh, yeah.
done.
You know,
well
these
done.
guys, I'm gonna say something right now. These guys make little quips over the course of these episodes, and you know, my hearing's a little bad, and this shit will go right past me. I go and I edit this, and I'm roaring with laughter at shit that I did not catch.
Yeah.
So you'll see so many times you'll see these guys say stuff and laugh, and I'm like, I didn't hear it. And then when I go to the video, when I go to edit, I hear it, and I'm hearing it for the first time.
Oh, that's great.
So-
That's awesome.
That's
Tommy and I have a
cool.
secret language.
We do.
with each other.
Yeah, they talk just a little bit below audible. And
Yeah.
leave Paul
Secret
out of the loop. Yeah, so that's why why I look clueless sometimes, because I am.
Oh, goodness.
All right.
Okay.
What
Tommy.
it look like, Tommy?
Okay, my honorable mentions.
Honorable.
Your monorable mentions? That's what
Okay, I've got a bunch of them, because of course I do, because it's 1970.
Ooh.
My hand got caught in your hair.
Oh, shit. Oh.
God.
Is there a
Technical
bird in there?
difficulties.
Oh, my bad.
So, Hey Jude by the Beatles.
What?
Yes, this was actually a tough decision for me. The fact that it's a compilation record is what kept it out of the top 10.
Yeah.
I
It's a
couldn't do
weird
it.
one, too.
It is really
Yeah.
weird. Yeah, it doesn't really work like a proper album
Yeah.
because of like the time period everything is from.
Right. Well, do you know, I mean, maybe you do know why
Why?
it was curated the way it was?
No, actually, I don't.
The reason why is because Capitol, those are all songs that Capitol had not yet put on a Capitol album.
Oh, that makes
They
sense.
wanted an album, they wanted a product, and there weren't enough new songs because you had Revolution, Hey Jude, and Inner Light, and all these more recent singles, but there
Rain.
weren't albums.
I believe
worth.
Rain is on there.
So they kind of put they put "Can't Buy Me Love" as the opening track.
Yeah.
Technically, Capitol had not yet put out "Can't Buy Me Love" on an album.
Fucking stunning.
So that's
That's okay.
Somehow Capitol did not deem that worthy of a fucking album. I don't know.
Well, it's
All right.
because the original Hard Day's Night soundtrack came out on United Artists. It wasn't a Capitol album. So those albums were fair game, or those songs rather.
Okay.
Anyway, sorry.
Makes for an interesting
you.
album, and it definitely needs
a
to be in
weird
my
album.
honorable mentions. Okay, my next Jackson 5 Christmas album by the Jackson 5.
Santa Claus is coming to town. Ah, yeah.
That is just a bunch of joy, that
That's
record.
so good. I love it.
Close to You, the Carpenters.
Oh. Close to my heart.
Oh, yeah, I do love the Carpenters. I think that the
Beauty.
Carpenters get a lot of love here, and they're going to continue to get a lot of love.
Beautiful.
Elton John. George Harrison, All Things Must Pass.
Yes. OMG. I did not get into that record for a really long time. Like when it first.
It was a late one for me,
Like, what?
too, yeah.
You
And I
mean
was
you
like,
listened to it and
double
didn't like it at first, or you just didn't bother?
No,
with
I
it
just
till
didn't
later?
even bother with it because I was like, a double record? Oh, this
Right.
sounds like it's
I'll
too
get
much.
to you when I have time.
Yeah.
Well, and people say it's a triple album. You know what? It's a double
no,
It's
album.
a double album.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a double album with a
Some
extra
stuff.
little
Yeah, we're
filler
talking
piece of
about
garbage.
Apple Jams or whatever the fuck it is. Yeah, it's garbage.
no.
Go home.
I
Go home.
remember Jeep, I think is one of them. No, fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so then we have John Lennon Plastic Ono Band. John Lennon.
I need some extra hands for this one.
I'll throw some in there too.
Okay,
There-
thank you.
there
Thank you
go.
for providing those.
Yes.
Yes. And where am I? Some of these albums have such long titles that I'm getting lost in the list. Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, Deja Vu.
Yes.
Santana with Abraxas. Chicago with Chicago 2. Bee Gees, 2 Years On. Elton John, Tumbleweed Connection.
Oh yeah.
Robin Gibb with Robin's Rain.
Oh, nice.
Ooh.
The Doors with Morrison Hotel. Creedence Clearwater Revival with Pendulum. And Derek and the Dominoes with Layla and other assorted love songs. That's
and Corral.
And Corral.
And Corral.
Hey,
Oh, I saw what you just did there.
Oops.
Well, it is Clapton we're discussing.
Hey.
Oh, yeah. It does appear as though Clapton is a piece of shit.
It does appear.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's a good list.
In hindsight. But that's my honorable mentions. So, what's my top 10 for 1970?
What are they?
I don't know.
Tell us.
I'll tell you.
All right.
My number 10, Jackson 5, third album.
Yes.
Third album.
Third album.
Okay, all right.
Yes. Yes. My number 9. Okay, so last episode we talked about albums that it was mentioned that there are sometimes albums that you really just fight to get into your top 10.
Yes.
Even if you know logically maybe it doesn't belong there, even though you really it's good but it's not that good, but just
That's how you're
something
feeling.
about it. And that's why my number 9 is Bee Gees' Cucumber Castle.
Yeah. And perfectly good album.
Perfectly good album.
Perfectly good album.
It's not really a top 10 in 1970, but for me,
It
it's
is.
top 10.
And that's just fine.
It just is, yeah. And my number 8, self-titled Black Sabbath.
Yeah.
Yes.
Talk about it. Talk about like shifting, like everything, like the earth kind of going.
Mind's
Yep.
blown.
That record comes out and they're like, okay, now everything's changed now.
Changed,
Yeah.
yes.
Sorry, but not
Yeah.
sorry.
Paradigm shift.
Yeah,
Yeah.
We have Little Richard, we have the Beatles coming out, we have Black Sabbath coming out, then we have Van Halen coming out.
Yeah. My number 7, Simon and Garfunkel, Bridge Over Troubled Water. There it is.
It's in there.
My number 6, The Beatles with Let It Be.
My
You
favorite.
can't see it's also in there. But
Yes.
My number 5, Black Sabbath again, this time with Paranoid.
What?
What?
Ah. Oh, yeah.
As I live and breathe. Now, the transformation that the band went through between the self-titled debut and that record, the same year,
Yeah.
holy shit.
Yeah, that acid was good, man.
And then number 4 is probably the reason why Crystal and I can no longer be friends.
Uh-oh.
And that is because my number 4 is Creedence Clearwater Revival with Cosmos Factory.
Oh, God.
Cosmos Factory is
Cosmos
the best
Factory.
Creedence album.
That's a fantastic fucking album.
All right, good night,
Ramble
everybody.
Tamble.
I'm sorry, but if I'm just being objective here, that's a fucking incredible album.
All right.
It's a good one.
It really, if you're gonna fuck with Creedence, fuck with Cosmos Factory. I mean, basically, that's basically a greatest hits album. That's their version of that.
Kind of, yeah.
But my number 3, the Delphonics, self-titled.
Now we're friends again.
Oh,
It's a reunion.
oh,
Yay.
holy shit! You want to talk about an album that just sounds like pure magic? This is what I was texting him the other day. I was like, "Do you think the Delphonics understood how great?" Blah, 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 blah. And they're like, "What is Tommy getting on about
Now.
We're fucking trying to sleep. What is he?" But
Yes, it was late.
It was
It
late.
was late.
But I'm just like, but the Delphonics. How did they?
You guys don't understand.
They must have had. Were they sorcerers? Like, what?
Well, the thing about the Delphonics
Yeah.
is that, for me personally, they're not an albums band, but fuck, man, they sound. But their everything about the
Yeah.
track sounds
It's
so
just
good. Their
incredible.
voices, the arrangements.
They're
Everything.
mostly not an albums band to me either. A lot of those early 70s soul bands really aren't so much albums bands as they are incredible, mind-blowing singles bands. But this Delphonics record, ooh.
It's solid.
Ooh. Ooh.
It is good.
But my number 2 obviously beats that, and that is the Jackson 5 with ABC. Fuck me. If you don't
Yeah.
know about that record, oh my
You don't
God.
know music. What are you waiting for?
Side 1 of ABC by the Jackson 5 just shuts the whole fucking game right down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just done. Fucking close it down.
They don't need Diana Ross at this point.
No.
Holy
Not at all.
shit.
No.
Oh my God. I could sit here for an hour going, but side 1, holy shit, but side 1. I mean, I really could. It's that fucking good. But my number 1, this was probably foreshadowed by the 1969 episode. My number 1 for 1970, Led Zeppelin 3.
What?
Sorry, but I'm not sorry. Led Zeppelin at this point can literally do no wrong.
Well, at least for a couple more albums.
Well, at a certain point they do wrong, and we'll
And
get
boy,
there.
do they do wrong.
we all know when
We'll
that
get
We
is.
all
there.
know that. You know when that is.
Yeah.
Put it in the comments.
I wonder if we all agree on when that is. I think we agree.
I think everybody agrees. I think
Yeah.
that's one of those, like, no matter who puts their hand on the hot
It's a
pan,
universal
you're gonna react
truth.
the same way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's one of those.
Well, when we get to a certain year, let's see if we're all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Agreed.
So there we go.
Bicentennial year. Anyway,
76.
See if we're all present for that. It could be anything.
Hey,
It could be. Leave it in the comments. Oh, what's that? Is that a commercial I see?
oh,
It's rehearsal going on. One thing a performer really needs is rehearsal. The other is white teeth. How about you? If you need white teeth, why don't you try Pepsodent?
Right, Mary. Pepsodent gets teeth their whitest, with the lowest abrasion of all leading toothpastes.
Teeth that need to be white need Pepsodent. Why don't you try it? Pepsodent.
Okay.
okay.
Back to you, and now
Crystal.
it's Crystal.
Bring us.
My turn.
We need a little 1970.
Right this very minute.
And Crystal's gonna provide it.
I have it. Right now I'll tell you because it's 1970. Right this very minute. Oh God, we are ridiculous. Okay, here is my list of runners-up. I have LTD by The Main Ingredient.
Oh.
Any Way That You Want Me by Evie Sands.
Oh, yeah.
How
Oh,
did you miss
yeah.
that? I don't know.
I have it in there somewhere.
Black Gold by Nina Simone. They Call Me Mr. Tibbs soundtrack by Quincy
shit.
Jones. So fucking great. Express Yourself by the Charles Wright and Watts 103rd Street Band. So good. Number 6 is Them Changes by Buddy Miles. Is everybody on Buddy Miles? You don't like Buddy Miles, do you?
He's a fucking thief.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
Stole that
there's
fucking song.
There's that.
Yeah, I know, there's that, but I still like the record. I'm sorry. Sorry, Tommy. My number 7 is the Maytals' Monkey Man, which is a precursor to ska music. It is
Now-
ska music.
I don't know this album. That's not a cover of the Stones song, is it?
No. It's Toots and the Maytals. Na 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 na. Every like the Selectors.
Yeah, I know
every
it.
ska band has covered that song. You've heard it a million times. But the Toots and the Maytals. But this was before Toots was featured, so it's just the Maytals. Number 8, Tea for the Tillerman by Cat Stevens.
Oh.
All Things Must Pass by George Harrison. I know it's in my runners-up list, but it's 1970. Sorry. Suck it. I got After the Gold Rush by Neil Young. I got John Lennon and the Plastic Ono Band. And I got Sweet Baby James by James Taylor. That's my runners-up list.
Solid.
It's a lot of good
Cannot complain.
stuff, man. All right, so here's my list for 1970. Coming in at number 10, Cat Stevens, Father and Son.
Is that an album?
Yeah.
Is it? I don't
thought it was.
I don't know his stuff well enough to know
Oh,
if that's
yeah,
his
Father
as
and Son. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. If I'm wrong, put it in the comments.
Well, whatever.
And Paul
But you
will
get the
review
gist
and
of it.
Put the thingamajig down there.
All right.
All right. Number 9, I got Led Zeppelin 3 by Led Zeppelin. Because it's Led Zeppelin. Let's see. My number 8 is Someday Man by Paul Williams.
Oh, that's I think the technical term is that is a fuck yeah.
Yeah.
And it's right there.
It's right here.
It's right there.
And that is signed.
And it is
Yes,
signed.
yes, that is signed by Tiny Tim.
Yeah. Ooh.
Fuck, that's foul, man.
Ouch.
It's very rare that way.
Oy vey is mirror. All right. And then coming in at number 6, I got Let It Be by the Beatles. That's my all-time favorite Beatles album. If you go back to that Beatles episode, I say it there. And nobody backed me up on that.
Yeah. Yep, still not going to.
I'm
You're on
afraid
your own.
you're
You're
all alone.
Stands alone again on that, but I'm fine with that. That's okay. My number 5 is The Last Poets by The Last Poets.
Oh shit. Okay.
So great. You know about them? So The Last Poets is a bunch of angry black dudes who write poetry about the injustices of America, and a lot of their work has been sampled by a million hip hop artists, particularly A Tribe Called Quest. You're familiar. You know, time is running. It's running. It's time. It's time. It's running with the bongos. That's
from
Last
that?
Poets. Yeah.
Oh.
Last Poets is kind of proto hip hop. It's kind of the first hip hop album.
Yeah.
Without knowing that it's
that it's hip
Oh.
hop.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, and then I got what do I got here? I got "Paranoid" by Black Sabbath, which is so fucking great. And it looks like there's a gas leak in my apartment. All right, my number 3 is "The Man Who Sold the World" by David Bowie. The Man Who Sold the World. See, I wore it in time for this episode.
Yeah.
I don't think I've worn it before. And then my number 2 is "Bitches Brew" by Miles Davis.
Oh.
It's classic. Tommy? Nothing? Right. Paul?
I have it. I've listened to it, but I don't know it.
Yeah, it's so fucking fantastic. Just jazz bows out there, you know the deal.
For you fusion bows out there.
Fusion, yeah. And I gotta say, my number 1 is "Live at Leeds" by The Who.
Who saw that coming?
Tommy
None of you did.
Come on, it's one of the best live albums ever put on wax.
You know, that album is a little frustrating because it is, but really only side 1. Side 2 is the throwaway. It just does like the 50-minute fucking version of My Generation.
I know,
and all
it's
that
a
kind of
pain in the
crap.
ass.
But there was a whole amazing show that they could have called track. Like, that album, as great as it is, could have been way better.
Yeah, I agree, but I still...
The entire show is out now. Like, you can get it as an entire concert.
Yeah.
And it's absolutely stunning.
I still love it.
But the original cut of that is kind of a little like... It's kind of a half album to me, personally.
Yeah, I feel
Personally.
you. That's fine. I'm not mad at that. Yeah. But yeah, that's my number 1. Surprise!
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So that's my list.
Well, okay. After these messages,
We'll be right back.
It doesn't take a lot of money to buy a 1970 Ambassador. It just looks like it does.
Hey, Ma! Pa! Joe's got a new car!
Hey, how do you like this big shot? Couple of years out of college and he's buying expensive cars.
Joey, you need such an expensive car.
CPAs make money. Right, Joe?
Hey, Mama, it didn't cost so much. Hey, Richie, get the sneakers off the seat, will you, please?
Oh, Joe got air conditioning!
Joey, so fancy. Come on, the ambassador comes that way. Hey, come on, let's go for a ride, huh? Joey, the way I'm dressed?
You look beautiful.
So, you wanna pay $50 on your MasterCharge account?
Hey, baby. You busy Saturday night?
Now, you wanna pay $50 on your MasterCharge account.
Will you cash this check for me, please?
I'm awfully sorry, ma'am. This is your electric bill.
Well, I must have sent my Social Security check to the Electric Light Company.
Oh.
I've had a real good month. Yes, sir. No complaints. You don't hear me complaining. Watch those figures. Don't make any mistakes, honey.
There's a lot more to being a teller than meets the eye. So at United California Bank, we train our tellers how to handle more than money.
Bye.
Very nice. Thank you.
United California Bank has the best tellers in town. Are your money back?
Give your list of top 10 albums
right
you
now.
love.
Deja vu. I think I think we've done this one before.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, we have?
I think that was
Okay.
Let us know in the comments which episode was it. But you know, the greatest hits are always worth.
We're delirious.
Hey.
Yeah.
We're all hopped up on candy.
Yes, may I have another
Yes.
Swedish swimmer?
My
or
coffee is
whatever it
candy.
This episode is brought to you by Scandinavian Swimmers.
Courtesy of Nate.
Thank you, Nate.
Shout out to Nate.
The Candy Man.
Nate, half of this bag is already gone.
Yeah.
And it's only been open for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
We've only just begun.
Yeah. To eat this candy.
Scandinavian Swimmers.
But
So sweet and yummy. Sorry, Paul. Go ahead.
maybe
Oh, yeah.
I'll do my list.
Yeah, go ahead, do a list while we're here.
I'm considering doing my list now.
Do your list.
because I have an honorable mentions list here.
Do your list.
Yeah. Okay, so my honorable mentions for 1970. Jam. Psych pop produced by John Phillips, obscure as fuck and really great. Look it up, Jam.
That's the name of the band?
Jamme. Umlaut over the E.
Whoa.
Anyway. Partridge Family album.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, The Doors, Morrison Hotel. Elton John, Tumbleweed Connection. Carole King's first solo album, Rider. Badfinger with No Dice. Both the first two Black Sabbath albums. The first Rodriguez album, Cold Fact. Sugar Man, the first Todd Rundgren album, Runt. Lee Hazelwood, Cowboy in Sweden. John Cale, Vintage Violence. Great album.
I forgot about that.
The Grateful Dead with American Beauty and Working Man's Dead.
What?
Yeah. Hippie. I'm not a big Grateful Dead fan. I'm really not, and I used to hate them, but there are some albums of theirs that I really love. Those two albums are fucking great.
A lot of people come back to those two records, but
it's because they're more song-oriented. They're not as
jammy.
They don't meander into bullshit on those albums. These are songs.
So annoying. That's
why they're so good. But anyway, Led Zeppelin 3. Slade with Play It Loud.
Oh.
Bee Gees 2 Years On. Velvet Underground Loaded. MC5 Back in the USA. I'm getting there, guys. Raiders Collage. Tommy James and the Shondells with Travelin'. Do you know that one?
No, I don't.
Man, it's a fucking really, really good one.
Shocking.
CSNY Deja Vu. Dutch pop psych prog band called Earth and Fire. Stooges with Funhouse. Laura Nyro, Christmas and the Beads of Sweat. Pretty Things, Parachute. 4 more. George Harrison, All Things Must Pass. Merely in my honorable mentions.
It didn't make any of our top 10s.
Yeah. Tower of Power, East Bay Grease, Bridge Over Troubled Water by Chicago, and Chicago 2. Bridge Over Troubled Water by Simon and Garfunkel.
What?
And Chicago 2. Chicago 2 by Simon and Garfunkel.
At first, when you stumbled over your words, I thought you were about to say Bridge Over Troubled Water by Sha Na Na. I was like, what are my ears? Okay, no.
All right.
Okay, now, eventually I get to my list. And my number 10. The Moody Blues with A Question of Balance. Yeah. Now, the thing that sets this album apart from the other ones is it's the one album where they went in and tried to do kind of like their live stage sound. They tried not to do like this overly done studio thing that they couldn't fully replicate live. And it's the one that has the song Question on it.
Right.
And I love it. Number 9. The Carpenters with Close to You. Oh man, I love this. I really love the Carpenters, as we all have established. But
yes, Carpenters get.
But this is my favorite Carpenters album. Spoiler alert: I don't know if I'm ever going to do a Carpenters ranking video, but this is my favorite Carpenters album by far. I love this album so much. Number 8. The Beach Boys with Sunflower.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this is the moment where they kind of transitioned from Capitol to Reprise. Well, Reprise, which had their Brother Records label, and because they were having legal wrangles with Capitol. But they had to do multiple versions of the album to get the label to accept it, even though it was their own fucking label. They wrote like 30 songs for this thing, but man, the final version of the album... Okay. All right. So number 7...
Ding ding ling.
Lola versus Power Man and the Money Go Round by the Kinks. Oh man, easily one of the best Kinks albums.
I avoided that for a really long time just because of the name of that record.
The cover is absolutely
terrible.
Nothing about that cover makes
you go,
oh, I want to listen
and
to that.
It's like, what are they talking about? I can't be bothered.
Well, the thing about this record too is that I first got this record when in the early '80s, and I didn't know anything about it. I was just buying Kinks records and collecting them, and I saw Part 1. So I took it home and I listened to it, and it's such a great record. I'm like, oh man, I gotta get Part 2.
And then...
There is no Part 2 of this album. So people, and Robert Fithen did a video where he talked about this. He's absolutely right. People, whether you're doing a greatest hits album, a concept album, whatever it is, do not put Part 1 unless it's absolutely established that under no circumstances will there not be a Part 2, because every time you do that, whenever there's like a greatest hits Part 1, band breaks up after that, or somebody dies, like there's never a Part 2.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know,
That's true.
You remember Van Halen's Greatest Hits, Volume 1?
Yeah.
Right.
Whoops.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway. All right. So number 6, John Lennon, Plastic Ono Band. Yeah. Oh man. I mean, this record. I mean, I don't know what to even say about it. It's just, it's
Listen,
definitely my favorite Lennon solo album. You have to be in the mood to listen to that album. It's a mood piece, you know, because it's really kind of dark, and you know, even if you're in a good mood, you put it on, like it takes you into this other place.
Primal Screamy.
But it's just so good.
Yeah.
You know, it's this power trio with John and Ringo and Klaus Vormann on bass, and it's just those guys live in the studio, and it kicks ass. So number 5, Neil Young, After the Gold Rush. Yeah, oh man. This is, well, another spoiler alert, my favorite Neil Young album. Rolling Stone panned it on release, of course, because that's how they roll, and now, of course, they're all over it. But, you know, once it was established as a classic, then they changed their tune.
They have no fucking credibility at all.
Yeah.
Jan winner, you jackass.
Number 4. So number 4, above all of these records, the Beyond the Valley of the Dolls
Fuck,
soundtrack.
how did I forget about this?
Beyond the Valley of the
that's a
Dolls
good
soundtrack.
pick.
Oh my god.
So great.
The movie's great and everything, but the record, my friend Sean turned me on to this record in the early 90s sometime, and I just listened, and the tape was in the tape deck in my car for months. Just when I got in the car, turn on, that was just on. I just listened to it and listened to it and listened to it. Oh man, what an album that is.
I love that record. I forget.
But
Glasses went back on.
What's that?
Glasses went back on.
Yeah, because you know, that's
gotta
because
read.
on number 3 we're just talking about the Beatles
That's all.
with Let It Be. Okay. Yeah, you know, I really like Let It Be. It's just, you know, like Crystal says it's her favorite, and we kind of throw a little shade. I love the album. It's just not.
It's the best.
It's just not my favorite. But yeah,
No.
I mean, there's so much great stuff
Wrong.
on it. Just the 2 opening tracks alone, Two of Us and I Dig a Pony.
Come on.
Yeah, Across the Universe.
Cross the Universe stops me dead
Fuck.
in my tracks.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Cross the Universe
great.
absolutely fucks my whole shit up, that song.
Title track?
It's the best.
Yeah.
It's not the best.
Well, I don't know about that.
It's not the best.
I mean, come on, guys.
It is.
Dig It?
Come on.
What an amazing track that
But
is.
it's not-
Oh, you know, because Yellow Submarine is so great.
Hey, man, I haven't been singing the praises of Yellow Submarine either.
Who's
so.
here fucking rallying around that
A
album?
lot of people.
Yeah, well.
Well,
Not YouTube.
a lot of people aren't on this show.
Yeah.
This show is what matters.
That's all that matters.
What really matters is my number 2.
And that is.
Paul Williams with Someday Man. Oh, my God.
I'm a
Oh.
maybe child. Someday man. Na, 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 na.
Now I'm not going to be able to get it back on the wall in any sort of timely manner, so we'll just do that.
It works.
Yeah, Paul Williams. It's really, I love Paul Williams, but most of his albums I'm not really into. Like, this is the only Paul Williams solo album that I really, really love, because it's the only one that he actually did with Roger Nichols.
Yeah.
You know? After that, they kind of parted ways, and Paul Williams' sound changed.
Yeah.
But this album, oh my God. And I learned about it through Mojo's Buried Treasure feature. Remember Mojo Magazine?
yeah,
They had like a column every week, Buried Treasure. And it was some album that you probably haven't heard of, but it's really great. Yeah, I read the Buried Treasure column, and I thought, okay, you know what? They talked it up so much that I thought, you know what? I'm just going to order this shit. I went on eBay, found a copy, and ordered it, and it came, and I was not disappointed.
It's good. You know that, Tommy?
I've never listened to that whole record.
It's an incredible album.
Chef's
It's
kiss.
an all killer, no filler.
Yes.
But anyway, my number 1. The beginning
What could it be?
of a run, a Beatles and Led Zeppelin-like run for a particular artist. Spoiler alert.
Oh.
Easy Action, Alice Cooper. Oh man, yeah. You know, we talked last episode about the weirdness Pretty's for You and about how I didn't think I'd ever hear the album, and then Caesar came, right, that whole thing. Well, Pretty's for You really kind of fucked us up when we listened to like, what the hell is this? Easy Action was a little easier to swallow because it's still weird, but it's a little bit more
tactile.
It's kind of starting to move more towards a more mainstream kind of vibe, but still kind of weird. I like it more than Pretty's for You. I mean, I think it's one of my favorite Alice albums.
All right.
Yeah. And I want to point out, actually, one of the things I want to point out about this album, when I was a kid, at first I thought this was a group of women on the cover.
Oh, shit.
I didn't realize it was actually them.
They look
Easy
like
Action, a bunch of shirtless women on the cover. That's what I thought it was. And, well, there you go.
Long-haired freaks.
That's my 1970 list.
Nicely done.
Ding, ding, ding. Huzzah.
And here's some 1970 commercials.
Picnic time. Pickle. Hot dog. Potato chip.
Uh-oh.
What's wrong?
Once you've tried Pringles' newfangled potato chips, dear, other potato chips just don't stack up.
Huh?
They're made a new way. Airtight, all fresh and unbroken. And you get as many chips as in this big bag. You goof.
Mm-hmm. From now on, you go to the store.
Pringles newfangled potato chips. Other potato chips just don't stack up.
Mr. Cow.
Yes?
How many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop?
I don't know. I always end up biting. Ask Mr. Fox, for he's much cleverer than I.
Mr. Fox, how many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop?
Why don't you ask Mr. Turtle, for he's been around a lot longer than I. Me, I bite.
Mr. Turtle, how many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop?
I never made it without biting. Ask Mr. Owl, for he is the wisest of us all.
Mr. Owl, how many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop?
A good question. Let's find out. 1, 2, 3.
If there's anything I can't stand, it's a smart owl.
How many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop? The world may never know.
Now me, I didn't spin coffee, so I'm like,
I will fake it. I will fake the energy. I don't actually get any kind of rush from sugar, by the way.
You don't?
I know. I don't get hyper from sugar. And I don't sugar crash either.
Really?
When
I don't know about that.
No, when I've been crashing here, it's because it just got hot and uncomfortable in the room.
Oh, yeah, like it is right now.
Yeah. But,
all right, we're back.
We're back.
Yeah, oh, shit. And, Tommy.
Speaking of hot and uncomfortable.
Yo, Tommy, get all listy with it.
Speaking of hot and uncomfortable. Yeah.
So, I have dishonorable mentions. I do. My very first dishonorable mention of 1970, Jimmy Buffett, Down to Earth.
Oh, jeez. That's when he started this mess?
Anything by Jimmy Buffett.
Yes.
No fucking boy.
I didn't realize he went that early.
Me neither.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he goes way back. Yeah.
Wow.
Next on my dishonorable mentions list, Working Man's Dead and American Beauty by the Grateful Dead. Fuck the Grateful Dead.
Now, have you actually listened to those records?
Yes, I have.
Yes,
okay, and you just don't like
Yes. Yeah, I specifically listened to all of the Dead's actual studio albums.
Wow, okay, that's...
To see what's what.
You went the extra
God bless
mile.
you.
I tried. Sometimes I really do try, and they just failed me. And then my next dishonorable mention, Lie, The Love and Terror Cult, Charles Manson.
Oh, shit. I forgot about that one.
So this is an album that I was aware of for the longest time. I knew that it had been put out. I knew that it was like there was like a quasi bootleggy kind of quality to it.
Yeah.
There's all the controversy around obviously the artists, because the people that were recording this album are the Manson family, the people that killed those people, like Bobby Busalil is on lead guitar and all this.
Really?
Bullshit. Oh yeah, it's actually it's all the people that committed the murders are playing on this
Musicians?
album. Yeah.
And then
well,
they commit
musicians
musical
to varying degrees.
I mean, they could. Yeah. Okay.
But
wow.
so the record's got this infamous kind of status, and then there's been artists that have done covers from it, like
Red Cross.
Guns N' Roses did "Look at Your Game, Girl," I believe.
Oh, I didn't know that. Was, okay.
And of course, the Beach Boys famously took "Cease to Exist" and turned it into "Never Learn Not to Love." This is just not good music, though. It's just meandering hippie bullshit, not really even well executed, incredibly poorly recorded. It's just, there's nothing to see here. If you strip away all the bullshit and all the fucking horrible things and all the drama and the scandal about it, it's just a piece of shit. It's barely a fucking decent demo. I mean, it's bad.
Well, and that's the thing. It actually kind of is demos. I don't think it really is supposed to be an album.
I mean, he did a lot of recordings. He recorded a bunch of material produced by Brian and Carl Wilson at their studio that has still never been released.
Yeah.
He did a lot of recording, and I don't know. It's just crap. It's just shit.
Well, I understand Terry Melcher was supposed to make an album for him. And he backed out.
Backed out of that. Yeah.
He was?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't.
That's so much from what I understand.
Oh.
And next on my dishonorable mentions list, we haven't even gotten my worst of the year yet, but next on my dishonorable mentions yet, I wonder if any of you got this one. Attila by Attila.
Oh!
So if you're not hip to Attila...
Oh.
Wow.
If you're not hip to Attila... So after the Long Island band, the Hassles, broke up, Billy Joel and the drummer, John, I forget the guy's last name, broke off and formed a duo that was going to be a metal project. Like, this is like, we're talking the early days of metal. Black Sabbath had just dropped. Led Zeppelin was hitting it. So, metal was in its infancy. And they're like, we're going to do a metal band, except it's going to be you on drums and me on vocals and organ plugged into a Marshall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it is a bunch of screaming, howling fucking bullshit at 180 goddamn decibels. It is so bad. There is no indication of what was to come with Billy Joel.
Yeah.
If you heard this and you had never heard of Billy Joel and you heard this record and you're looking at like the two dudes that made this record, you'd be like, well, neither of these dudes went on to do anything clearly.
Yeah.
Especially after you listen to it.
Especially after you listen to that. Like there's no ingredients there at all.
No, nor on the Hassles.
For what to come. No, the Hassles really, nothing really much to speak of either.
Yeah,
but my God, Attila, what a piece of shit. Apparently they played like a half a dozen to a dozen shows and had to break up because no club would book them because they played so loud everyone would leave.
They drove the audiences away.
But that's just my dishonorable mentions. I'm sorry for eating up all this time, but these dishonorable mentions are just so juicy.
Bring it.
But my actual worst of the year... Oh God, did I want this to be a good record. Lord Sutch and Heavy Friends by Screaming Lord Sutch.
Oh, come on. His name is Screaming Lord Sutch. Do you really think it was going to be any good?
Well, here's the reason why I thought there maybe was a chance. You look at the cover for Lord Sutch and Heavy Friends. It's Lord Sutch posing, and he's all looking fucking like a late 60s dandy. He's got his fucking outfit on his hair, and he's posing with his foot up on a Rolls Royce done up as the Union Jack, and it says who the Heavy Friends are. The Heavy Friends are Jimmy Page, Jeff Beck, John Bonham, Nicky Hopkins, and Noel Redding. And I'm like,
this
what?
This is going to be incredible.
What is this fucking record? I'm looking at this cover and looking at who the band is. I'm like, this can't possibly go wrong. Wrong it does.
Wrong it does.
Yeah.
Boy, is it a bad record. So apparently the guys involved, the Heavy Friends, the aforementioned Heavy Friends, assume that they were just helping out their friend cut some demos, and then lo and behold, he goes and fucking releases it as an album.
Yeah. Well, see, that's the thing. You know, the telltale sign is that he's putting everybody's name listed on the front cover. He knows that shit needs to be propped up.
Uh-huh. It is a bad, bad album. And he was the singer, and he could not sing.
That's why he was screaming Lord Sutch, not singing Lord Sutch.
Oh, Christ. So that's what...
Screaming Lord Suck.
Yeah, pretty much.
Terrible.
That is my 1970, so...
All right.
Over to you, Krista!
Oh, my God. All right, I got a lot of crap here. Okay, I have...
Give us the crap.
You want the crap? I'll give you the crap. I'm gonna give you that crap now. Okay, so I have Time to Suck by Suck.
Do tell. I don't know about this record.
Oh, it sucks.
I'm shocked.
I don't know who these people are or how they got money to go into a recording studio or what
Maybe
they
they
were
took
thinking.
a cut on their
on their residuals.
Yeah.
That's how they got a single album.
How-
they had a cut on their royalties.
I want to know how it was released. I want to know who put money behind this. I am gobsmacked. I don't know. I don't. Yeah, like yeah.
I'm gonna have to go listen to this.
Yeah, you gotta.
Or maybe not.
I don't know. Oh, but wait, there's more.
Now, how much would you pay?
Now there's another album called Shh by The Sperm.
Come on.
I'm not making this up.
You're making these records
No,
up.
I'm not. No, I am not.
Oh.
And I had to take time to listen to these things while I'm at work. Dogs didn't know. But I knew.
See, that's how we suffer for you out there.
Yeah.
Crystal's over there listening to The Sperm. I'm listening to Charles Manson. We do it for you.
Good for you. Yeah. Then I got Attila.
Yeah, because of course you fucking do.
Because how can you not have that on your list? And then I got Bridge Over Troubled Water by Ray Conniff.
Oh God! Oh God! I was like, wait a minute! Wait a minute!
I knew this was taking a turn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ray Conniff and Singers.
And Corral.
And Corral. Brought to you by Darky Toothpaste. Okay. So I got two more. I have Focus Plays Focus by Focus.
Oh, I considered these.
Focus Plays Focus by Focus.
Oh, I know you love them though.
Because I love Hocus Pocus by Focus so much. Yeah. And my last and worst of this 1970, the year of our Lord, is Jungle Fever by Chachakas.
Oh.
Okay, does everybody know that song?
I don't, but I saw it listed and I was
okay.
I
So
was interested.
here's the song. You hear this guitar. Oh
no, I know the song. No, I know the song. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. I do know that song.
That's fucking complete
Now,
nonsense.
if you love that song, listen to the whole record.
It's just that? Is a whole album of that?
It's like an hour of the... No, it's not just that. It's worse.
It's that and so much more.
That and so much more. Now how much we should pay for that.
My God. When I was going through the list of stuff to decide what to put on mine, and I saw that, and I didn't realize it was that.
Mm-hmm.
It's so bad.
Oh, my God. Okay.
Hi.
Because the groove is funky as fuck. I love the groove. But her, like, what are you doing?
You know what she's doing.
You know
what she's doing.
She's trying. I don't even know. So those are my worst of 1970.
Well done, Crystal.
Well,
yeah.
Jeez.
Well, let's see what I have here.
Bad shit this year.
Really, really bad. Really bad.
Sometimes the better the years, the worse the grass.
Seriously.
Yeah.
All right. So my worst, I have some honorable mentions here, and my worst, or dishonorable rather. First, I'm going to point out a major disappointment. It's not really a worst of the year. It's not a dishonorable mention. It's a major disappointment. And that is the Vehicle album by Ides of March.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a letdown.
Yeah,
it's a real letdown.
It's a terrible album. It's kind of too lame to be terrible, really.
Yeah, I agree.
But anyway, so, all right. I have Ringo Starr with Buku's Blues.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
His country album. Terrible. That same year, we got a record by Ringo Starr called Sentimental Journey.
Yeah.
A collection of standards produced by George Martin.
No boy.
We also have The Mothers of Invention.
Which one?
With Burnt Weenie Sandwich. Now, I love a lot, the 60s Mothers of Invention stuff, and there's some Frank stuff that I like, but not everything. Not this one. Some of it's just, in the ballpark of that fucking
Captain Beefheart.
Yeah.
Well, Bob Dylan. makes an appearance. Bob Dylan with Self-Portrait.
Oh, yeah.
He has put out some real turds.
Yeah.
Well, this is when it really begins. I don't know. Now, have you listened to Self-Portrait?
No.
Don't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a double album. It only has 8 Dylan originals throughout the whole album. It's a bunch of covers, including a cover of The Boxer.
Yeah.
You know, random live tracks. It's just a huge head scratcher. It's really weird. And, all right, but my least favorite of the year
is
self-titled album debut by Mungo Jerry.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. This is really lame, bluesy, kind of oaky, you know, annoying vocals and
just shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just garbage. That's not even the one that has In the Summertime on it.
No.
Yeah. It
It's
only,
their cooler
it only
earlier
gets
album.
worse from there, yeah. Oh, yeah, if you're going to get into Mungo Jerry, it's all about the first album and the early demos.
Yeah, it's
with
before they
Mungo
sold
Jerry.
out that one. Yeah.
Demos. I will admit I like In the Summertime.
Oh,
but
man, I
it's because,
fucking hate this.
because it's from
bad.
a particular time and place in my memories. I don't mind it so much.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a particular place, all right? All right, so it's vintage photo time for 1970. So I asked Crystal to send a 1970 photo of her, and this is what she sent me. Yeah, this is what she sent me. Yes, that is her, dressed. This is on Halloween 1970. She's dressed as a blonde, white Disney princess. And yes, I get it from a very, very reliable source that behind that mask is indeed Crystal. Now, if you look really closely, you can kind of see her hairdo looks pretty similar to the way it does in the 1969 photo that we did in the last episode. So just go back to that photo. That's probably pretty much what she looked like in 1970. But anyway, so, and here is me in 1970. Just hanging out in my, what looks like a, I don't know, looks like a sailor suit. Kind of, I don't know. Probably listen. Maybe I'm grooving some Mungo Jerry here. Well, judging by the happy look on my face, that's probably not the case. And well, Tommy was born in 1978, so we won't be seeing him until then. But yeah, so there you go. All right.
That's all right.
Commercial time.
Hey, let's play ball.
In the house?
Sure.
Hey, what are those things anyway?
They're Nerf balls. Spongy foam. That doesn't hurt anything.
Nerf balls. You got your Nerf. Hey, so where did you get these Nerf balls from, Mick?
From Kool-Aid, free. You send in the top of 20 packs of regular Kool-Aid or 10 packs of sugar-sweetened Kool-Aid to Kool-Aid, P.O. Box 600, Bradley, Illinois, and get a free Nerf ball.
A Nerf's a Nerf.
Okay, we're back.
And we're back.
Oh, yeah, we are.
We're not even going to tell you what we were just talking about.
No.
On to our farewells.
Yeah, you're lucky you missed out on that. But anyway, don't miss out on this.
Yeah.
My plea to you,
Please.
to subscribe and ring the bell and comment and all that kind of shit. But most importantly, come back next week.
Because
It's going to be 1971.
Oh, shit!
Yeah, see, these guys didn't know what it was going to be next week.
Really? Oh, I didn't know.
I thought we were jumping right out to like 1975.
Yeah.
Nope.
All right.
1971. Now shit's really going to get treacherous.
Oh, yes.
It will.
Yes, it will.
And I guess maybe, possibly, let's hope, maybe we'll see you then. All right, bye.
You got to come back. Bye.
The show, yeah.
Oh, AC.
Oh, and DC.
No, that's a little bit later. We haven't quite gotten there yet.
No.
AC and DC.
Did you de-AC us?
I did.
Okay.
I un-AC'd.
All right.
Yeah.
Indeed.
3, 2, 1.
Well, all right.